So hello and welcome to today's video. So GTA 6 is finally arriving after 13 years, much to many people's hype, but also frustrations, and many people have wondered why have Rockstar taken so long to get this game out. The gap between GTA 4 and 5 was 5 years, and unlike the gap between GTA 5 and 6, we used to get so many games from Rockstar to keep us occupied during that time. We got Red Dead Redemption 1, LA Noire, Max Payne 3, episodes from Liberty City, and so on. Whereas the gap between GTA 5 and 6, excluding the re-releases, we only got one new game, and that of course was Red Dead Redemption 2. Well, some of you might immediately say they were just milking GTA Online, and while that may be a small factor, there are many other factors that have contributed to GTA 6's development time. So let's dive into these reasons. So one thing you may or may not know about Rockstar is around the time of GTA 4 is Rockstar wanted to take a different approach to their games. After arguably defining the entire 6th generation of consoles with hit after hit after hit, and even their non-GTA games being hits, they wanted to focus on higher quality titles with less frequent releases. And many people might immediately say that, well, Rockstar's games were high quality on the PS2. Well, Rockstar really didn't see it that way. Not that Rockstar thought their own games were crap, but let me explain what I mean, because when you look at their release schedule on the PS2, it's absolutely cracked. They were pumping out multiple games a year. In 2005 you had Midnight Club 3, The Warriors and Liberty City Stories coming out in the exact same year. In 2006 you had Bully and Vice City Stories within weeks of each other. But this was because each studio of theirs was assigned to a specific series. North had GTA and Manhunt, Leeds did PSP, San Diego had Red Dead and so on, which is how they managed to do this. Let each studio focus on one individual franchise, checking how the project's doing every now and then, but ultimately leave the studio to it. But Rockstar's new vision for this was to stop all the studios working on individual titles and instead have the majority of their studios working on one single project. This way Rockstar could harness all the talent from their studios and have their games be bigger and better in every way possible, becoming way more technologically advanced than previously thought. A singular project would also likely warrant less troubles from a financial point of view. A singular, massive project would also likely warrant less troubles, which was a recurrent theme across Bully, Red Dead Redemption and Max Payne 3. And from a financial point of view, it made sense. They could allocate a much bigger budget to these individual projects, and there was less financial risks due to games that got cancelled like Agent, Bully 2 and GTA 5 single player DLC. Now yes, I know these projects are pretty much well known at this point, they were in development and got canned, but ultimately, Rockstar still lost a lot of money on these because we know they were in development at some point, and because they never saw release, Rockstar had to write them off as financial failures. Now of course, this new approach didn't happen right away. It was around GTA 5 when this new vision kicked in, and Red Dead Redemption 2 I believe was the first game which was a multi-studio project. The majority of Rockstar Studios went to work on that, while a smaller team was the one that dealt with GTA Online predominantly. I also imagine that development issues of Red Dead Redemption and Max Payne likely influenced Rockstar's decisions as well. In the Bully 2 interview with former New England developers, they did say that one of the reasons Bully 2 was cancelled was because Red Dead Redemption and Max Payne were struggling hard, and Rockstar's higher-ups were extremely concerned about the progress of those games, to the point that Rockstar's head offices just told the New England studio stop working on Bully 2 and go and assist the struggling studios. Now yes, Rockstar have also been re-releasing their games too, while also working on Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 6. But in reality, porting to another platform is nowhere near as time consuming as say developing Bully 2, Manhunt 3 and Agent alongside GTA 6. And as we know, Rockstar outsourced many of their re-releases to other studios. For example, the GTA Definitive Edition and the mobile games were handled by Grove Street Games, and with the upcoming Max Payne remakes they were outsourced back to Remedy, so it's safe to assume that Rockstar really don't need to focus much on these either. So we'll likely be seeing Rockstar taking this one singular project approach in the future. Also, while it has taken over 13 years for GTA 6 to arrive, it hasn't been in development for that long. Red Dead Redemption 2 development reportedly started in 2012, and Rockstar definitely wanted that to be their next big game. But obviously GTA 6 wouldn't be the main focus, at least for a while. Because of how popular GTA 4 and 5 were, GTA 6 was pretty much confirmed the second GTA 5 is out the door. And reports do say that GTA 6 began the very early concept stages in 2014. Keep in mind that is concepts, it doesn't mean they got straight down to work on developing it, because Red Dead Redemption 2 was the sole focus, and development on GTA 6 reportedly picked up as Red Dead Redemption 2 was nearing its end. This is similar to how GTA 5 itself started in 2008, around the time GTA 4 was finishing up, and even then it stayed full development on GTA 5 only lasted about 3 years. Complete side note, but it also means that Rockstar's next game has likely already been decided and has already finished its concept stages too, and will probably be starting development. But of course, another factor that played into GTA 6 is the elephant in the room, and that is the COVID pandemic. Because of how much of a colossal impact that had on people's ability to work, with many people getting laid off and people working from home, I have no doubts that hindered development considerably. Now for this part I'm assuming, but I don't think you can do a lot of Rockstar quality game development from your own kitchen, so that probably held it back a bit too. Also, I believe it was in 2023 or 2024, I can't remember the exact year, but Rockstar demanded all employees return to the office to finish up the development. One thing to note of Rockstar games as well, is they are perfectionists. Many developers who've worked for Rockstar, both past and present, across varying roles, have all said very similar things about Rockstar games, and that is they are perfectionists and they want nothing short of what they deem to be absolute perfection in the games they produce. It's said the higher-ups take a lot of pride in the games their studios produce, and they want the Rockstar logo to be associated with quality and excellence, to the point that when you see the Rockstar logo, be it on a game cover or at the beginning of a trailer, you know you're going to be in for experiencing some of the best works the gaming industry has to offer. And if something isn't up to their standards, Rockstar are not shy about demanding what needs to be improved, and they're not afraid of cancelling projects if the team feel it's not meeting their standards either. Now of course, as we mentioned, that Rockstar pretty much focus on one project across all their studios, but that was a recurring theme prior to GTA 5, which is also why a lot of games ended up getting canned. This was something that was brought up a lot during Bully's development, where Rockstar were initially displeased with the way it was going, and threatened to cancel it on numerous occasions unless the team made some serious improvements, and apparently kept a very close eye on things to ensure the quality development was hitting their standard. Similar things were brought up during Red Dead Redemption 1, Max Payne 3 and Red Dead Redemption 2's development as well. The team were harshly criticised. Not in a belittling kind of way, or Rockstar trashing their work and demand they start from scratch. But Rockstar are apparently such strong believers their team can do more, go as in depth as you possibly can on the really tiny details. Now in the case of Red Dead Redemption 2 again, we know Rockstar did not shy away from all sorts of big and tiny details, from NPCs remembering Arthur and the things he was doing in the world, to the world changing alongside the story, the dynamic temperature system, and even animal details. Because it is a bit of a meme, but even stuff like horses had so much details put into them, from horse testicles to horse sweat and even shitting. That's the kind of attention to small details Rockstar want in every corner of their games they can. Do rotting corpses or horses shitting have any actual impact on the gameplay of Red Dead Redemption 2? No, of course not. They could have easily just done a small upgrade of the horses from Red Dead Redemption 1, but they did this because it adds to the immersion of the world to make it feel real. Because that's what Rockstar want, that is their creative vision. Rockstar want it so that when you play their games, you are fully immersed into this world their studios have crafted, from the sprawling landscapes to the tiniest detail. And that is what's meant by perfectionists. They want their team to continuously dish out higher and higher quality titles, really push the boat out. So even in about 5 or 10 years, the games are still really advanced, which is what we've seen with Red Dead 2. Even though that game's about 7 years old, many people do consider it extremely advanced for its time. Many people notice a lot of really tiny details such as bubbling beer bottles, which undoubtedly add to the tiny details Rockstar would want to see perfected. Again, do bubbling beer bottles actually have any impact on the game itself? No. But again, Rockstar want this, so if you enter say first person mode and you drink a beer, it's going to look pretty much the exact same as you drinking a beer in real life. It's all for the immersion purposes. These are the really kind of small details that undoubtedly add to the workload. They could just easily make it basic, but no, that is the quality Rockstar really demand of their games. It's very time consuming and a very stressful process, let alone the bigger stuff. In fact, the small details that Rockstar put into their games, while they encouraged this, it also ended up being criticised by Rockstar as well, because in the case of Red Dead Redemption 2, they ended up going over budget and falling behind the original schedule by putting too much time into these really tiny details, and that was even confirmed by Dan Houser himself. So Rockstar's approach to game development is a very double-edged sword. So from a business perspective, GTA Online has undoubtedly contributed to why GTA 6 has taken so long. GTA Online was like striking gold, because they don't need to do much, just sit back, let the players buy the shark cards and reap the rewards. Any live service game needs frequent updates or it's going to have a decline in player count. Decline in player count means less revenue. And it's fair to say that Rockstar giving continuous free updates and adding a vast amount of things to do in GTA Online keeps people playing. But luckily, because of the kind of game GTA is, updates aren't anywhere near as time consuming or costly to make. For the most part of these updates, it's adding a few new interiors, coding a few missions and cars, get some people in to record audio, retexture some clothes, and you're done. That's a very simplistic way of putting it, but let's be real, GTA Online updates are hardly episodes from Liberty City. Now financially speaking, Rockstar are very profitable. They're not stupid, and as we know, they've re-released a lot of games over the period between GTA 5 and 6. We've had the mobile re-releases, we've had Red Dead Redemption 1, some of the PS2 classics being re-released on PS4, Xbox backwards compatibility, you get the idea. So Rockstar still have a lot of money coming in, and while their approach to these re-releases has been criticised, I'll admit I've done it myself. But they are very profitable, especially in the case of Red Dead Redemption 1. Prior to 2023, if you wanted to play Red Dead Redemption, you bought a PS3 or you got an Xbox. So by putting it on PS4, Switch and of course PC, a lot of people rebought this game. You open the doors to an entirely new audience as well who likely may have never played the original either and only played Red Dead 2. Now ever since GTA 5 dropped, the GTA series alone, that's not including any of other Take-Two studios, has generated over $10 billion in revenue. Keep in mind that is just from the GTA franchise alone, not including the various re-releases, and also not covering Take-Two's other IPs like Mafia, Bioshock or WWE 2K. Here's a chart made by Derek Strickland on Twitter, who's outlined the revenue of the GTA series since 2013. Now for reference sake, because I know at the bottom it says FY14, that means fiscal year 2014. And I know some of you might think, well, what's the difference between fiscal year and calendar year? It's because business calendars are different from a typical calendar year. Which is why if you do any investing or whatever and you look over earnings reports, you'll often see many of these companies refer to the current year as fiscal year as next year, if that makes sense. Which is also why when you look at any investor reports that Take-Two themselves have published, they often refer to GTA 6 as coming out in fiscal year 26. Anyway, as you can see, GTA is pulling in hundreds of millions of dollars every year. GTA 5 itself took around $265 million to create. The revenues from the GTA series haven't even dipped below $100 million a quarter since the PS4 and Xbox One versions came out. And Red Dead Redemption 2 sold $725 million in its first 3 days alone. And GTA 6 is estimated to sell billions within days of its release. But because of Rockstar's revenues alone, they're fine, if that makes sense. They aren't likely to go bankrupt because they have such strong revenue coming in. And the re-releases, as I said, are very profitable. They'll probably recoup all the GTA 6 costs within 3 minutes of sales going up, but again, there is no rush to do this. It's not like, say, Rockstar, an indie company who've just published their first single player game, and there's risk of financial issues because they don't have a strong moat like other gaming companies do. So there's really no rush to get GTA 6 out the door. GTA is still bringing in hundreds and millions of dollars a quarter. So that's why I think it's taken 13 years for GTA 6 to get here. I've tried to see it from all sides, even if I do think Rockstar have gone a bit greedy, I've tried to see and explain it from Rockstar's development and business perspective as well. It is very easy to sit back and just say, well, it's greed, it's shark cards, and leave it at that, but in reality there's so much going on behind the scenes that the average person just never sees or knows about. And that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed and found this video informative. Let me know what you think down below. Thank you for watching and have a great day, and I hope to see you all at the next video.